Good evening. Thank you for being here. It's Coach Carolyn with Women, Wisdom, and Wine. I mean, don't we talk over wine often and find that a whole lot of wisdom comes? I myself this evening actually have my glass of water with me, but whatever you're doing, I hope you're enjoying. I wanted this evening to talk about process versus perfection. And I think as we get older as women, we do get wiser and we start to really understand things. We start to really put things in perspective. And perfection is no different. I think also, I might be speaking for just myself, but I know there's a lot of women around me in my community that feel very similarly, that this pandemic has really made us think an awful lot about what we love, what we value, what's important to us, what's the noise in the head that can go, what is it that we need to focus on and really listen to, whether it's in our heart or in our head. But what makes us sing? Let's get rid of the shit. Let's do what we really feel good at, and let's help people with what we can really help them with. So that being said, my little message this evening about perfection is this. So often we can try and be so much to everyone, of so much. We have many different hats we wear, different roles that we play, and it can get a lot. We can burn ourselves out, get so tired, we can feel overwhelmed. And, I'm sure you know women in your life that are feeling this right now. I think it's time, if anything now has taught us, it's time to sort of take this pressure off us. And when you're dealing with things like whether it's goals or aspirations or needs or wishes, try and think of the process that you put into place to do these things as opposed to perfection. And what I mean by it is this, because ultimately, when we focus so much on the process of what it is we're doing day in, day out and consistently, before we know it, we've actually achieved what it was we wanted to achieve. Here's the thing. A lot of people, let's use weight loss. A lot of women want to lose weight. We know that. So let's use that as a perfect example. Let's say a woman wants to lose 10, 15 pounds. A lot of the time, people will have that in their head. And whatever they do, they're doing, because in the back of their mind, they wake up every day, I want to lose this 15 pounds. How much do I weigh? Did I lose that 15 pounds? A lot of their thought process, they tire themselves out thinking about what it is they're trying to do. Then, if a few weeks down the road, even though they've been putting some good new healthy habits into place, they haven't achieved that number that they had in their head, then they feel demoralized, they feel like failure, they didn't do it, and you know what, I'm going to give up. Does this sound familiar? It sounds familiar, I think, for a lot of people. And then you give up, and then you think, okay, what's the next thing that I can try? Maybe after a bit of a break, you feel good again, I'm going to give it a try, and you try something else. With that same number in your head, with that same focus of, I need to lose 15 pounds. But here's the thing, can I offer something to have you look at it a slightly different way? And it is this. The woman that wanted to lose 15 pounds, that focused on that every day, and was doing certain things to try and get there, didn't lose the 15 pounds, gave up, feels terrible. Had she switched her mindset to, you know what, I may have not lost the 15 pounds right now, but let's look at what I have done. Let's look at the process that I put in place and the small achievements, which are really big achievements that have happened along the way. So maybe I have a bit more energy and maybe I'm sleeping better. And maybe because of all of this, I feel like making really awesome, nutritious meals for my family. And so they're benefiting as well. And maybe I wasn't working out at all, but I actually work out one day a week now. And maybe I couldn't walk around the block or a park, but I can actually walk without getting out of breath. Do you get where I'm going with this? If we were to actually focus on the process of everything that we put into play in order to get to where we want to be, we would be so much better off. Just really zoning in every day. What's one thing you can do to get to that ultimate goal? What I do an awful lot of times with my client, and not everyone's going to agree with this, but what I do with my clients rather, is this. We talk about what their goals are. We talk about what their dreams are. What is that one thing that in 6 months' time or a year time, we are sitting and we are celebrating, and we talk about that. And then I actually tell them, now that they've voiced it, now that we've recorded it on paper, whatever it is, I have them shove it in a drawer. And now we focus on what steps are you going to put in place to get you there? And we pick one. We pick two things. Each week, maybe we look at something new. What could she do? What sings to her? And instead, she's just focusing, head down, focusing on the process. Before you know it, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, who knows how long. But she wakes up one day and she got to where she wanted to be and she feels fantastic. And even more important, all of the things that she had as a process have now become habits. They've become internalized. They are things that she just does naturally. And she feels like a winner. Here's the kicker. She might step on the scales if she really wants to and sees that maybe she lost 10 or 12 and not 15. But does it matter? With everything that she's able to do now and with how she feels and how confident she feels and how empowered and happy and rested and knowing that she's got so much to offer her loved ones, does that number on the scale matter as much now? I think not. So you understand where I'm going with all of this. Have a think about what it is you'd like to do. There is nothing wrong. We need to aspire. We need to have those goals. But then, once you've written it down, put the paper away. Have it somewhere you can look at it every now and then. And then pick one thing that would help you to start tomorrow, even tonight. One thing that you can start doing on your journey to get there. One thing. And just keep doing it. And then you're going to add in more along the way as you go. This way you won't overwhelm yourself, but you are going to see and feel results rather than so constantly focusing what you feel you didn't do. It's really time we focus on what is so wonderful about us, what's so wonderful about you, what you can do, as opposed to what you can do. What you did achieve, as opposed to what you didn't achieve, and what you can control, as opposed to what you can't control. If you want any more help with this kind of thing, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Comment below if you have some information that you would like to share, or if there's a topic that you want me to talk about specifically. I'd love to hear about that too. But otherwise, remember this, my friends. Be kind to yourself. None of us are perfect. We're imperfectly perfect, or perfectly imperfect. But whatever we are, we've got our flaws, and that's what makes us so incredible. I did a post the other day. It was embrace the fuss that you are. Embrace the mess that you are. Embrace everything about you, because the woman next to you is feeling just as unsure about herself perhaps, but at the same time wants to be inspired as well. And when she sees you doing it, she's going to be inspired and empowered to do the same thing. So join me next week. I have a guest next week on my show. In fact, I have a few guests. It's going to be very fun. It's going to be a panel. In the meantime, have a wonderful evening, my friends. Be good to you. And remember, think about what it is that you want to achieve. And then start with your process. What does that look like? And that'll get you there. Enjoy!